LaGrange Saturday morning quarterback show on WELR Eagle 102.3, WLAG 96.9 FM, 1240 AM, and online at eagle1023.com. Now live to the showroom at Kia of LaGrange for the inside scoop on Troup Tigers football.
Man, that was true grit last night. I started giving that phrase. People said, what are you talking about, true grit? I said, man, these guys are hammering hard, and it's just you pick it up from down deep, and congratulations on a 41-0 victory last night over Central Carroll County, man.
Well, I appreciate it, Greg. We challenged the guys, not to look ahead to this week and try to remain focused, and felt like we hadn't really put a complete game together since the Sandy Creek game. Mm-hmm. And so we really challenged them in all three facets of the game. And they came out and responded very well, and I thought we were physical last night. Good to see that defense get a shutout.
That's right.
It's hard to shut people out this day and age with people throwing the ball all over the place, and it's really turned into an offensive style, type ball game nowadays. And but we're just very, very proud, and now we kind of set ourselves up to have some fun.
Well, that's what you've been playing for, especially when the picture started becoming more clear about 4 weeks ago, and people talk about Cartersville, and say, just one game at a time. Yeah. But now you can, as you posted last night, now we can start talking. It's all for the region championship next Friday night against the defending state champs and a 24-game winning streak. And
29 games. I think it's 29, 28, 29.
It may.
More than 24, I know that.
Okay. Well, it goes back to his sophomore year. I say his, Trevor Lawrence, the big talk of the state now. They're really talking of the nation. He's the number one quarterback as a junior.
Yeah.
But we got a chance to see him play the other week. And, hey, you know what? It's like Frank Beamer said the other night, the longer you carry that number one trophy, the heavier it gets.
Yeah, and they're extremely well coached, and they're a fine football team. I think they're the odds-on favorite to go win the whole thing again. And but the question Friday night is which trophy's coming home with us? Is it either going to be first place or second place? And
right.
To put ourselves in that position is just an incredible job by our guys.
Well, speaking of our guys, what a tremendous game they had last night, and the fan support was enormous. We're going to talk about all of that when we come right back. You're listening to the Troup High Saturday morning quarterback show here live from the Kia showroom. We'll be right back.
Hi friends, Jess Lichter here with Kia of LaGrange. We're going pink this month for breast cancer awareness, and we'll be donating a portion of our sales to the Breast Friends for Life Hope for a Day campaign. So stop by and check out our selection of Kias and help support a great cause. It's fall savings times, which means the 16s, they gotta go to make room for the 17s. You can own a 16 Kia Cadenza for as little as $23,500. And with prices like these are not gonna last long, come see us today or online at kiaoflagrange.com to help support your local economy.
Price plus tax tag and title. Stock number 19215.
There's a storm coming. We may not know its path, but your independent auto owner's insurance agent knows. No matter what happens, we'll be there when you need us most. Strong through every storm. That's how it's been for our first 100 years, and how it will be for generations to come.
Mallory Agency at MalloryAgency.com. For all your insurance needs, it's the Mallory Agency.
Have you gotten your flu shot? Now is the time. Holmes Pharmacy is the place to get your flu shot. And if you have insurance, it could be free. So don't wait. Drive right up to Holmes Pharmacy and get your flu shot today at Commerce Avenue in LaGrange or in Hamilton. And if your doctor feels you need a high-dose flu shot, Holmes Pharmacy has you covered.
Hi, I'm Perry Prather, pharmacist at Holmes Pharmacy. So drop by Commerce Avenue in LaGrange, Georgia. We have your flu shot ready. So come see me or any of my fine staff at Holmes Pharmacy today.
There's a secret to beating injuries or ailments. Get the right team. Emory Southern Orthopedics' well-trained, experienced doctors, nurses, and staff are that team. These teammates listen and understand your specific condition and provide high-quality hometown care that will get you back into your game. For more information about Emory Southern Orthopedics team, visit www.southernorthopedics.com.
Turns out, hands the ball off, dives in, touchdown, Tigers!
They brought in Dre Flagg to bring him at fullback. You put in Khalif Thornton at left guard and helped create a hole for Cameron Russell. Touchdown Tigers from the 1 yard line at the 5-minute mark of the first quarter. Your Tigers get on the board first. Good job, Tigers.
Yeah, it was really on our first drive where we just methodically went down the field. Nothing major. You're not really trying to do it on hitch and go or anything. You're not going to unveil anything that you hadn't already done. But, hey, let's just ball control, and that's what you did. You just kind of methodically marched it down the field. Pretty good defense Central Carroll offered up. I mean, they didn't just, you're thinking 0-18 would just lay down. But I said, no, wait a second, guys. I even told the AD up at the other side, I said, let's go back to last year. Troup was 0-8 at this time of the year. And you guys are very much similar to what we were going through 2 years ago when you came on board late. And, it was one of those things you just had to deal with. And I said, now next year you guys will be a different situation. But so just keep your chin up. I said, we're evident of that good hard work and getting your right coaching staff put together, you can turn things around.
Well, I'll tell you this about Central. I thought they were well coached. I thought they just didn't have a whole lot of bullets. Would you be surprised if I told you that we had 225 yards in the first half? That's what we had last night offensively.
We took the ball. We marched it, 60, 70 yards each time we got the ball. So,
yeah. And it was one of those games where you just didn't have many possessions.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And because – they were playing, trying to keep everything in front of them. Mm-hmm. We had to march the ball, and it wasn't a quick strike. We didn't hit Kobe for a 75-yard touchdown or anything. It was just a methodical, 70, 80-yard drive, and just executing. And I thought offensively we did really well. I thought defensive line-wise, and I'm directly responsible for the defensive line. I thought that was probably our worst game that we had played up front on the defensive front. We tried to do some other things. We'd been working on some other techniques and stuff, and we tried to get too fancy with it. We should just stuck to our guns and did what we've been doing. But we're trying to prep and trying to get ready and trying to, give some different looks, for this game next week and for the playoff run. So, but all in all, a good night. We tried a couple things with the free kick scenario. We wanted to get in that one of those scenarios where we had a free kick opportunity like we did right before the half. And so, got Cal Foster in there a couple times, let him kick, let Brantley punt, once. So trying to mix a lot of guys in, you never know. You never know with the injury bug when they'll jump up and bite you, and it bit us last week with Macente.
Yeah.
And that's huge. He is our leading tackler on the team, and he's real football savvy. Mm-hmm. And so we're going to really, really miss him. He's out for the year, him and Jackson both. Mm-hmm. And so that's a big loss for us, but good thing is both of them are juniors.
Yeah, I reminded him about Dre Towns a few years ago, and he was a senior, broke his leg in the LaGrange game. He was you just don't want to go out like that. And I said, guys, you got at least another year. And I said, you guys can be the inspirational leaders here on the sidelines. You can keep them focused and what have you. But you helped build this team. I looked over at Ken Truitt. I said, Ken, you wouldn't be the receiver you are today if it hadn't been for Stafford guarding you in practice.
I tell you what, and I was very, very pleased with Stafford's with his leadership on the sideline last night. He was looking at the film. He was watching the iPads. He was getting with the defensive backs and the linebackers. He's really our leader over there, so to speak. He was all region on a bad football team last year. The only guy that we had as a sophomore, and the only guy we had on the first or second team last year. And so we just, want to get him back. Love him so much, and he put so much into it. Yeah. You just want to see those guys be able to go out there and play.
Well, if nothing more, that as good as an athlete as he is, as good as a football player as he is, that's just going to make him want to come back stronger.
No doubt.
And the same thing with Jackson. Yeah. Jackson is, we talked earlier in the year before he got injured, as a matter of fact, that how he is kind of coming into his own. Sure. And he's your big, tough runner down in the center of the field, north and south, and then he gets injured.
Those are the things that people don't really see. We've had to run Cam the last 3 weeks more than we wanted to. We wanted to limit his carry. He's not a 20-carry guy. He's just not big enough to be, and he throws his body around. He's about a 12 to 15-carry guy.
That's right.
And but when you don't have Jackson there to go in there and pound those yards, you have to turn it over to a sophomore with Tyree Carlisle.
That's right.
We're not quite we're getting more comfortable with him, but early, in the LaGrange game and the other games, we wasn't quite ready to turn the keys over to him yet. And so that wear and tear has been a little bit rough on Cam too. And so that's the thing behind the scenes that people don't really see.
That's right. That's right. Well, when you looked at the offensive line last night, I asked Seth Adams later in the game. I said, "All right, you got up and you were kind of limping, and you looked over the coach and said, I'm good." I said, "What happened?" He said, "Man, I got helmeted right in the side of the thigh." And he said, that could be a deep bruise, and you think about it, it's a muscle on the side of your leg, but I said, "Suck it up. That's true grit, baby. Keep going."
Well, that's kind of funny you bring that up because Seth and I had a conversation when I first got here. I don't think, and I think Seth will back me up on this, he wasn't quite as mentally tough as he is now.
Mm-hmm.
And there were a lot of times where he would get some boo-boos and stuff and kind of, you looked at him and say, uh-oh, where's this going to go? And I reminded him that he's not the person that he was. Yeah. And he said, Coach, I got you. And I just told him, I said, I know you're hurting, but I want to see your body language not show everybody that you're hurting, because he's the leader on that offensive line, really.
Yeah,
being our center, ever since we moved him to center, our offensive line's really jailed. Mm-hmm. And we don't ever want to look out there and look at our leaders, anybody really, but specifically our captains and our leaders. Their body language has got to be really good.
That's right. Well, I hope his mama's listening, because he was a mama's boy. Now he's grown up a little bit. That's good. For special thanks to First Presbyterian at West Point last night, as they fed the guys before the game, and we've got it. A lot of community comes support, and it's just nice to see throughout the year. We've had several churches come in and feed the guys, and that is tremendous. You've got Jake Fatigue, who is our spiritual FCA representative there on the team, and super nice guy. And I told him last night he was coming on from halftime. I said, "Great job, Jake." And he looked at me kind of like, "No, really. Way to be the leader there, buddy." He's a good kid, and we appreciate Jake and all he does for us.
Yeah, I'd like to say this about Jake. Not too often do you have that being student-led. Mm-hmm. Usually in a lot of programs you have to bring in chaplains, and we do that from time to time. But Jake being a student there at our school, being part of our FCA program, and that thing being student-led, man, mm-hmm. that is great, and that is tremendous. And so just a shout-out to Jake this morning and the FCA group who really, amongst your peers, that's a hard thing to do.
Absolutely, it sure is.
And I'm just so proud of those guys and gals, and just the leadership that they provide on a daily basis. They're just as much a part of this as anybody else.
Absolutely. It's all one big recipe, and that's part of it. Hey, you're listening to Saturday Morning Quarterback Show. We're Troup High School. I'm your host, Greg Hicks, along with head coach Tanner Glisson. Y'all come out and join us here at the Kia Showroom. Grab you a Chick-fil-A biscuit. Special thanks to Chick-fil-A on the Parkway. We'll be back on Eagle Sports.
Hi friends, Jess Lichter here with Kia of LaGrange. We're going pink this month for breast cancer awareness, and we'll be donating a portion of our sales to the Breast Friends for Life Hope for a Day campaign. So stop by and check out our selection of Kias and help support a great cause. It's fall savings times, which means the 16s, they gotta go to make room for the 17s. You can own a 16 Kia Cadenza for as little as $23.5. And with prices like these are not gonna last long, come see us today or online at kiaoflagrange.com to help support your local economy.
Price plus tax tag and title. Stock number 19215. Have you gotten your flu shot? Now is the time. Holmes Pharmacy is the place to get your flu shot. And if you have insurance, it could be free. So don't wait. Drive right up to Holmes Pharmacy and get your flu shot today at Commerce Avenue in LaGrange or in Hamilton. And if your doctor feels you need a high-dose flu shot, Holmes Pharmacy has you covered.
Hi, I'm Perry Prather, pharmacist at Holmes Pharmacy. So drop by Commerce Avenue in LaGrange, Georgia. We have your flu shot ready. So come see me or any of my fine staff at Holmes Pharmacy today.
Introducing the most valuable provider, your nationally ranked WellStar West Georgia Medical Center. Ranked a top 100 large community hospital by Truven Health Analytics. Named a top 100 great community hospital by Becker's Hospital Review. Rated top 100 in medical excellence and patient safety by CareChecks. WellStar West Georgia Medical Center. Award-winning healthcare right here in LaGrange. To learn more, visit wellstar.org/WGMC. We believe in life well lived.
Deciding to sell or buy a home is a big step. To make sure it's a step in the right direction, choose the person best qualified to handle your real estate needs. Joel and Rob Upchurch have been breaking sales records every year since 1997. They truly are the real estate leaders in West Georgia. So take a step in the right direction. Contact Joel or Rob Upchurch at RE/MAX Results because they are dedicated to results and converting transactions into relationships.
Here comes Montez, turns around, hands it off to his tailback. He's going to dive inside. Touchdown, Tigers!
I'm looking at Khalif Thornton getting off the ground from the left guard. I'm looking at Tyreek Carlisle helping Chance Hill off the mat, and then Kenley Bridwell getting off the mat behind Keyshawn Cameron. That whole left side of the line created a hole, put it in for the Tigers. That'll be the second touchdown of the night as we begin the second quarter.
We started, the play was set up from the 1 yard line by Montez Crow on an RPO. Decide, hey, I'm going to take it and run it. And I'm down there, and I was like, okay, here we go, Montez. One of the things that Montez has learned to do, he's not really high when he gets ready to truck somebody. He's going to go man on man. And, I know it kind of scares you. If he was my quarterback, it'd kind of scare me too. But he's got a mindset that he's real physical.
It's funny that you said that. I walked down to Coach Brewer, our quarterback coach, after that play, and I said, all right, that's the only one he gets tonight. Every other one, he better get down. But do you remember us sitting here at the table week 1, week 2, and I was telling you how unphysical we were and how we had to get more physical in the red zone and we had to be able to run the ball at people? It was nice to see last night and in the past weeks where we can line up with a fullback and say, here we come.
Yes.
And that's good.
I like your formation where you bring Flag in as kind of your fullback, but then you bring Khalif in on the line there to help just create some. Hey, the guy that can squat 500 pounds, 5'10", why not get Thornton in there and help create some holes for you? Move those guys out of the way. So
when Khalif comes in, we call that our heavy package. So we bring our big guys in and pretty strong group of guys right there that come off the ball pretty well. And so they do a good job on that side trying to move people. Well,
I know Flag's heavy because he eats a lot at the house. I don't know. I'll have to watch that a little bit. But anyway, it was just neat to see, the start of the second quarter. I want to mention Rayford did another good job last night. And I thought, and of course I was down there at the goal post, and I thought it was one of those that just kind of went right over the top. And I guess any other, and maybe if it had been home field advantage, that would have been a good PAT. So
it was, the PAT and the free kick. I thought both of them were very, very similar. I mean, they were close.
He had tons of leg on that free kick, and I'm thinking, wow, look, and it was just wide left a little bit. And I thought, man, and people say, well, he can kick a field. I said, guys, when you're back 10 yards, a kickoff is different. You're just waylaying it. Where when you're a field goal, you got a 3-step, maybe a 2-step drop, and your head's down. It's different technique. But he almost got us 3 points.
He almost got us 3 points from the 50-yard line.
That's right.
You'll take that any day.
Well, you knew he had the leg.
Yeah,
now, of course, we're sitting over there, and I think, what is this? This new rule? And I don't know if it's new or if it's just it's a rarely used play, obviously.
That's right. And that's one of those things about not leaving any stone unturned. That rule has been in the rule book for a while. But we just – have those opportunities, and sometimes when you have a kicker like Rayford, you can try those things.
Yeah.
And those things may come up big toward the end of the season.
Well, that's true. But anyway, just good offensive unit. I know you said it looks like your weakest spot last night might have been on your defensive line. I particularly, of course, I was watching some news that you had made, but, I thought Quentin Kersey and Jared Lane got after it. I thought Joe Coe and King Makuta, I called King Makuta's name several times in the first half. I really thought that front line and the front line on defense really did. As the linebacking core did a pretty good job, at least as the game transitioned.
Well, I'll say this: it's kind of hard to say your defensive line didn't play well when you had a shutout. But
Coach Alba heard you say that, right?
Yeah. Well, he better be working this morning. I just left him off. Just looking to try to be perfect. Try to reach for perfection. And I know we won't ever get to perfection, but you might touch greatness along the way. Yeah. And I just want to see us play with that same pad level that we did against Sandy Creek. We came off the ball that night as good as any team I've been around. And those are the kind of efforts we're going to have going forward. And those guys live up under what we call the chute. Every single day we're under that chute, and we're getting dirty and we're getting our pad level low. And that's got to be something. It's not natural, so you got to work on it.
That's right. We were talking about Khalif last night he got hit on that trap where he kind of couldn't get off the ground for a little bit. And thing is, those big 6'2", 6'3", 6'4" offensive linemen, they can't really get down that low. You got to keep those pad levels low. And we referenced the Sandy Creek game. And last night we were touching on going forward from this night forward. You're in the playoffs now. No matter what the outcome of the next 2 games, but we certainly hope they're 2 W's. But we've got to put together that consistent performance, because now in 2 weeks it's going to be a single elimination season, so to speak. So you got to have your A game.
Well, as much as we strive forward, and much as me as the head coach needs to push forward, it's hard to stay up for 10 straight weeks. It's just very hard to do, to peak every week, and so you got to maintain a balance, and that's what really worries me about this week. In a lot of ways, it's a blessing. It's week 10, right. So there's going to be a whole lot of hoopla around it. Channel 2 and Channel 5 5's already reached out to us this morning about hopefully being the game of the week and the media coverage with it and just the excitement. But then you have to turn around, whether you win the game or you lose the game, and the next one is sudden death.
That's right.
It is you win and you advance, or you lose and you go home.
That's right.
So you could sit there and be the region champs and be out the first round. that doesn't do me any good, really. And so just try to keep a good balance, on what we're trying to do, not getting too high, not getting too low, but just trying to execute to the best of our ability.
Well, and each game takes on its own personality. Obviously we knew what kind of Goliath we were going up against on Sandy Creek, and that night, at least from my perspective and from the fans' perspective, it kind of all came together. One of the better games you guys, top to bottom, very little penalties, and it just seemed that execution was there offensively and defensively, and now this is the first opportunity we've had to play for a region championship in a number of years, and if we're blessed and everything goes well and we come out with a victory, it will be our first region championship, I think, since 86 or 87. So this game is going to take on its own personality. It's going to be a big week around Troup High School. I don't know that they're going to need any help getting up for this game. They kind of wish it was here. But
I think the big thing is pressing that. I don't think we're going to have to give any kind of rah-rah speeches or anything. Those guys will be so excited. We're just going to have to kind of suppress that excitement. You don't want to peak on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. You want to, have that slow build up to Friday. And they're good. I mean, they're extremely good. But also Sandy Creek was good. It's kind of funny to me how, Sandy Creek loses to the state champion in South Carolina, loses to Cartersville, state champion in Georgia, and then we beat them, and everybody says, well, Sandy Creek must be down. Wait a minute now. Just because Troup beat them? I mean, they must be down or whatever, And so, we went into that game, but then I think we kind of found out who we were. So, like I told the guys in the locker room last night, it's not going to take us going to Cartersville being Superman. It's going to take us going to Cartersville and being Troup and executing. Yeah. And if you execute, you have a chance. If you don't execute, you could get blown out.
It doesn't matter who you are.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the way it is. Yeah. And so the whole deal is executing one play at a time to the maximum of our ability.
That's right. Well, we're executing here today, this morning at Kia showroom here on the Parkway. You guys come out. It's a beautiful morning. The fall colors are out, and we've got Kias galore. You guys come on into the showroom, have some Chick-fil-A biscuits with us, have some conversation with the coaches, ask that question that you really wanted to ask but were scared to. So come on out. You're listening to Saturday Morning Quarterback Show from Troup High School. We'll be right back.
Hi friends, Jess Lichter here with Kia of LaGrange. We're going pink this month for breast cancer awareness, and we'll be donating a portion of our sales to the Breast Friends for Life Hope for a Day campaign. So stop by and check out our selection of Kias and help support a great cause. It's fall savings times, which means the 16s, they gotta go to make room for the 17s. You can own a 16 Kia Cadenza for as little as $23,500. And with prices like these are not gonna last long, come see us today or online at KiaofLaGrange.com to help support your local economy.
Price plus tax tag and title. Stot number 19215.
Introducing the most valuable provider, your nationally ranked WellStar West Georgia Medical Center. Ranked a top 100 large community hospital by Troup Health Analytics. Named a top 100 great community hospital by Becker's Hospital Review. Rated top 100 in medical excellence and patient safety by CareChecks. WellStar West Georgia Medical Center. Award-winning healthcare right here in LaGrange. To learn more, visit wellstar.org/WGMC. We believe in life well lived.
Deciding to sell or buy a home is a big step. To make sure it's a step in the right direction, choose the person best qualified to handle your real estate needs. Joel and Rob Upchurch have been breaking sales records every year since 1997. They truly are the real estate leaders in West Georgia. So take a step in the right direction. Contact Joel or Rob Upchurch at RE/MAX Results because they are dedicated to results and converting transactions into relationships.
Throw down in there, complete to number 35 for the Tigers. Bridwell, so happy to see him get that catch right there. Touchdown, Tigers.
Bridwell lined up in a slot, just simply takes a step inside. Montez Crow hits him at about the 8-yard mark, and he darts 14, 15 yards into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers. Good job, Kenley Bridwell.
I told Kenley later on, I said, hey, Bridwell, you didn't miss that one, did you? He said, no. He said, no, Coach, I had that one. I said, way to come back. As a matter of fact, kind of irritated the Carrollton, the Central guys as he was in the end zone. He kind of gave him a little shove in the back. I don't think Kenley was expecting that, but it's nice to see. It's kind of like when Jack Schweitzer almost intercepted that one. It's like, oh, you had it, Jack. And I said, yeah, the kids slapped it out. I said, the good thing is on offense the next series, they came right back to you on the inside slant. You nailed it. And I said, it kind of gets your confidence back. Boom. And Kenley needed that, and he got a touchdown. That's great.
Those guys are our guys. I mean, we're going to win or lose with them.
Yeah.
If Jack drops a ball or Kenley drops a ball or a couple balls like he did last week, I mean, it's not like I'm going to put him over on the bench and say you're not going back in. I mean, you're a guy, man. You got to make plays.
That's right.
And I think that it also instills, me being a former player, I think that also instills confidence in the kids. They say, well, my coach believes in me, my team believes me. Yeah, I messed up. Yeah, I did this, but now I got an opportunity to redeem myself. And that's what this is all about. It's about adversity and being able to move it forward. And if it was an effort thing, then maybe he would be sitting beside me. But it's not an effort thing. It's an execution thing.
Yeah.
And so Kenley's going to have to be big for us going forward. Jack is too. Jack stepping in for Macente Stafford.
That's right.
So those guys and they're invested kids. You know what I mean? I like playing those invested people. Those kids who have put in so much work over a period of time that it's hard for them to lay down on you because they have too much invested.
Oh, yeah.
And that's really important, and they have high character.
Well, the good thing about being a team effort is that your leaders are going to step in and say, hey, don't get down, man. Get up, stay up. This too shall pass. This is all part of adversity, and building that team is supporting each other and moving forward. Hey, you make a mistake, get up.
It's kind of weird. We don't have we don't have many vocal leaders.
That's
we have
right.
a lot of people who lead by example.
That's
and
it.
It's kind of funny because I don't know that I've ever been around a team that just kind of methodically or perseveres or just goes about their business one step at a time, and they just kind of do it kind of quietly. I mean, they just, the coaches do a whole lot of talking, but, you think about Montez, his personality, you think about Kenley, you think about Jack, you think about Ken Truitt, Cam Russell. They're not rah-rah people. They just kind of even keel. Right. You think about Flag, you think about Barrington and Seth Adams. I mean, now Seth's a little more vocal than most of them, which you got to have that. I'm glad, but, most of those guys just kind of quietly go about their business and lead with great examples.
Well, that's good. I tend to be talkative. I know you guys don't believe that, but I enjoy motivations, and I enjoy rallying people up and what have you. But you're right. We're all made. Our chemical makeup's different, and you're right. That I don't know that any one guy on the team this year's jumped up and the odds on, hey, I'm the loudest leader. And I kind of like that. Everybody's just kind of playing their game. Well, speaking of playing their game, next week we're going to travel up to Cartersville. It's a couple of hours at least, maybe 2 hours and 15 minutes, depending on your direction. I would personally advise you not to take 85 and 285 and 75 because you're going to deal with that Atlanta traffic. You probably need to take 41 up through Villa Rica and cut over to Cartersville that way. Now, after the game, sure, bring the freeway home. But going up, it's a nice drive on 41 heading up through Heard County and Carrollton that way. But, hey, it's all for the region championship next week. I know, Coach, you got them. You're already working hard as you do every Saturday morning while these folks are still waking up saying, hey, the Tigers win last night. You already put 4 hours of work in. And so, they're over there doing that now, getting ready for Cartersville. We had the opportunity to go up about 4 weeks ago and watch them, and very impressive. The kid at quarterback, you guys, if you hadn't heard, Google him, look him up. He's the #1 rated junior high school prospect coming out of high school now, and he was the 5th rated as a sophomore. And, yes, he's only a junior. He is, as a lot of people would say, he's the real deal. But you guys, if you hadn't seen him, make plans now to come bring Tiger Nation up to let's pack that Cartersville Stadium out right there on high school campus off Main Street in Cartersville. Bring him up next Friday night, 7:30. You probably need to leave here around 4:30. Allocate enough time to stop, get something to eat and whatever. But we're excited about it, Coach. I know you are.
Yeah, we're extremely excited, and we need all the Tiger Nation. We need them from here on out. Every game from here on out is for something. Whether it be for a region championship, whether it be in the playoffs to continue playing. But we really don't have any excuses now. I mean, if you're going to be a big time football program, then you need to travel well. And regardless whether we're going to Cartersville or if we're going to Valdosta or we're going to Savannah, wherever we're going, we need to take a good crowd with us. We need to really rally the troops and get everybody on board, because if we want to go big time, I think that's one of the things that we got to travel well, and that's our kids need to see see that, and the younger generation needs to see that, and it just kind of, catches on fire, and we can move this thing forward.
Well, it's the fans have traveled well, and
yes,
it's nice to have fans like Shannon Lawson to kind of correcting your GPS mentality. We appreciate that this morning, but no, we appreciate. Hey, the fans traveled well last night. We had a packed crowd, and I looked over and I said, guys, if it wasn't for the Central's band, we probably got as many folks, and they had senior night. So kudos to the Tiger Nation and the fans for stepping up and coming with us. You've traveled well to Lamar County. You've traveled well to Sandy Creek.
Lamar beat her last night, by the way.
I know that. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. That AA over in Callaway's region, and then you got you came with us last night to Central. So next week we want to ask you one more time. Let's rally them up and haul butt up to Cartersville. What a well of opportunity we got.
Yeah, I don't think we'll have a problem getting a big crowd up there next Friday. I'd imagine it's going to be standing room only, whether it be our crowd, their crowd, people in North Georgia, whatever. It's probably one of the bigger ball games in the state next week. And,
that's right.
So it ought to be electric.
Well, I was talking to Coleman a while ago. I've got my my twin brother said, hey, if y'all win, I said, what do you mean if we win? If we beat Carroll, come on, Central. I said, come on. So we got guys at work going to all pile in the van, and they're heading up. So that's good. That's good. I said, look, beggars can't be choosers. We're glad you're on board now. Just stay on with us. So,
absolutely.
We're excited about that. Hey, with that, we're going to see you guys next Saturday. It's going to be a long night, Friday night. We hope we come back victorious, and we need your support. I know the Tigers will be ready, and as we'll be ready. Next Friday night, let's go up to Cartersville and whoop some Purple Hurricanes. With that, go Tigers.
.96.9 FM.